Dr. Fairmont. I first met him, he just opened his heart to me. We shared so many messages that we could help the world with. I've never seen a doctor who is so dedicated to understanding his message so he could teach it to people and serve people and care about people and constantly experimenting on people to find the very, very best for them. I know this because he did this service for me in working with my own personal health issues. He did it for my daughters. He did it for my wife. He did it for my clients. And in one of my books, which he was very proud of, called the Mars and Venus Diet and Exercise Solution, I dedicated a part of that book to his work, letting people know about his homeopathic miracles. His work is on a level of healing is so fantastic, and he had so many plans to bring it further out into the world. And I know that there's many people that will continue to do that. He was an innovator. Patients that would go to him would get better, and they didn't realize that his ideas were more advanced than anywhere else I've seen. People who had chronic problems for 10, 15, 20 years, had seen every doctor, couldn't sleep, had pain in their body, couldn't drive their car, had anxiety problems. In a matter of 3 to 6 weeks, there would be dramatic improvement. People would come to me because I wrote about it in my book, and they would go to Dr. Fairmont and then write to me and tell me the results they would get. Their lives were completely transformed. Not being able to sleep at night, feeling pain, and now being lifted above that was such a gift. He was an inspiration to me, a mentor to me, a teacher to me.
Dr. Salar Fairmont was born June 8, 1934 in Iran. He was the youngest of 6 children and a big favorite of the family as the youngest. Dr. Salar is best remembered for having an extraordinary memory and level of intelligence. After completing high school, by encouragement of his family, his mother, and everyone who deeply believed in his special intellectual capacities and potential, Salar decided to go to medical school. Salar's love and passion for children led him to specialize in the field of pediatrics. In 1968, he met and married the love of his life, Janet. Since the beginning, they exemplified an ideal image of a perfect, compatible couple. They had 2 great kids, their firstborn son, Farzad, and their daughter, Fajan. Salar enjoyed a prosperous pediatric experience and a great family life in Iran. Sometime in the mid-70s, while running the pediatrics department at Bank Milli Hospital in Tehran, Dr. Salar came across a patient. She was 8 years old and suffering from urinary bladder infection. After a year of comprehensive treatments, including urine analysis, urine cultures, consulting other infection specialists, and using a whole variety of antibiotics, the patient was sent to London, England to continue her treatment. Extensive treatments in England failed to produce any favorable results as well. The hospital therefore decided to refer the patient to natural practitioners in London. After the patients returned back to Iran, the physicians back at Bank Milli Hospital, including her pediatrician, Dr. Salar, realized the patient's urinary infection had completely resolved. The curious Dr. Salar wondered about the miracle cure in London. He researched the case further and realized that the type of medicine that was used on the patient was called homeopathic medicine, a 200-year-old medicine with its origin in Germany. The 1979 revolution in Iran severely impacted the country and the lives of its people. The lives of Salar and his family were no exception. Even though At the time, most of Salar and Janet's closest friends and relatives were leaving the country, he continued living in Iran. In order to avoid the possibility of his son being drafted for the war in Iraq, Farzad, at the age of 14, was sent to the United States to live with Salar's sister Malik and the family in Atlanta, Georgia. In 1985, 6 years after the revolution, Dr. Salar, Janet, and Farzad decided to take their steps towards joining Farzad in the United States. It was a very difficult decision for Dr. Salar to leave his 16-year-old pediatric practice and his beloved birth country of Iran. While bombing was taking place near the capital of Tehran, the family managed to get the one and only flight leaving and officially entering in the United States through Honolulu, Hawaii. Now, this trip was an amazing trip. There were so many occurrences because first they had to go into Bombay. And then, through the entire course of his trip, he met a person here and a person there that led him on this wonderful, synchronized journey. And he and Janet knew that they have made the right decision. So they reunited with their son Farzad and moved to Los Angeles, California to start a new life. At the age of 50, Dr. Salar attempted to once again study medicine in preparation for exams to get relicensed as a medical doctor. Early on in his studies, he made a decision that would change the course of his life and ultimately his destiny. Dr. Salar had a previous interest in alternative medicine, which led him to pursue Chinese medicine. With Dr. Salar's earlier experience with homeopathic therapies, his interest in alternative medicine led him to pursue Chinese medicine. In 2 years, he completed all the coursework and successfully passed all the challenging board exams and became a licensed acupuncturist. But apparently, this wasn't enough for Dr. Salar. We all know him. He's a pursuit of knowledge. He never stopped learning. After a short time of starting life as a new immigrant in the United States, here are some of the things worth noting of Dr. Salar's life. He wrote research articles published in such prestigious scientific publications as Explorer magazine, spoke at such prestigious events as the World Research Foundation, received his PhD in environmental diseases, became the pioneer of magnet therapy in the United States, patented several inventions, including the magnetic eyeglasses, was able to ultimately send his message to the worldwide international audience through live satellite television and radio broadcasts. The world-renowned author, Dr. John Gray, was one of Dr. Salar's patients. He devoted part of his book, Mars and Venus Diet and Exercise Solutions, to Dr. Salar's work. And finally, he expanded his knowledge and pursued what he was most passionate about, homeopathic medicine. He ultimately became one of the world's leading researchers in the field of homeopathic medicine since its founder, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. He used every opportunity to inform the public of this relatively unknown and yet extremely safe and effective method of treatment. He was able to positively impact the lives of many patients and their families from all over the world. Dr. Salar, his journey, his life, his research, his passion, his love to help people have helped so many. However, his legacy continues and will continue to help many for generation to generation. We salute you, Dr. Salar, as the legacy continues.